Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Droid, and welcome back to Free Trial Droid. This is Astral Heroes. Astral Heroes is a card game very similar to Hearthstone, and it's slightly different in that there's attack lanes. So we have to take on Ugruk, the bloodthirsty leader of the Orcs, and we have to win one of his cards. So here are my cards. When summoned, Halfling allows you to draw a card, and I also have a cure potion. So these are the lanes, and literally things attack through their lane. So if there's nothing directly opposing them on their lane, then they'll attack your hero directly. So he's going to place an Orc Brigand, a Chaos Creature, cost 1, attack 3, life 7, into that lane. Now the issue with that, of course, is that this guy is easily going to be able to beat out my Halfling. But it's going to take him a couple of turns. So I'm going to drop down my Mystic, because I'm probably going to use a spell next turn to get him out of the way. They don't attack each other, it's completely turn-based, so they don't both do damage. He did damage next turn, or on this Orc turn, he's going to do damage back. So this deals 8 damage to all opponents, and it will give my Elven Mystic a +2 to her attack. Spell damage that will be dealt to universe healing, deal 4 damage to an enemy. So I could use this to deal 4 damage to him, and then my Halfling would kill him. But I'm going to toss out the Flame Wave because it's going to give +2 to my Elven Mystic. Each turn you gain an increase in spell power, which increases the amount of mana you get, and can also affect certain spells. Ooh, 18 damage to a creature. So that's a significant burst of damage. He's done 4 damage to me. I'm going to drop out a Halfling, and that allowed me to grab another Mystic. And I still have 1 point left, which I'm actually going to use on here to cast the Fire spell, so my Mystic gains a +2 to his attack. So it's a reasonably simple game. Use his ability, deal 4 damage. Oh, can I only use that ability once per turn? Oh, okay, so if you put out 2... Oh, the ability cost is 1. Oh, okay, fair enough. I thought that was on an on-summon ability, but it's not. It's a really simple game. It doesn't expect a massive amount from you as far as kind of understanding goes. And this should be my victory. And there you go. So these are the starting areas. I created an account to do the starting areas with. The premium bonuses, they cost a certain amount of gold. They give you bonus hero points, entry fee halved for random deck battles, and entry fee halved for draft tournaments. Because there is a League and Guild PvP element to this. You can purchase gold, as you can see, once again goes up to about $50, which is a bit silly in my personal opinion. But some people are perfectly happy paying $50 into a free-to-play game. So it's got a nice musical score, the design's reasonably crisp. It's a little bit overly chaotic. They could do with maybe of simplifying these and making them a bit smaller. Maybe having less bordering on some things. It just seems a little bit perhaps overly complex for what it is. But that's how the designers wanted to go with it. So he used his ability to deal an additional burst of damage. So I can increase that creature's damage. I can throw out some damage of my own. Let's have a look. Let's pop down an Orc Trooper and get rid of that mummy, because it's going to be able to use its ability to damage other creatures and heal itself, which we don't want it doing. So he's using his ability to damage another creature and gain some life. You know what, why not? let's just get it out of the way. It's a bit of a waste of a spell, but it does boost my Elven Mystic. And my Elven Mystic is going to kind of carry me, because if I can boost my Elven Mystic another time, then basically that's the end of the fight. Destroy a creature. Ouch. Okay. So there goes my plan of boosting my Elven Mystic. An Archivist. Very healthy. Draws a card with a cheap ability. But I'm actually going to go for doubling up to get as many creatures out as possible so that he has to spread his attack across multiple targets. When you summon a Lich, deal 5 damage to the opponent and all enemy creatures. Ooh, that's a powerful card. So let's use these abilities to throw out some damage, a little bit of healing. And he attacks twice. So if you have any damage boosting abilities, that's a great thing to do. Another deal 5 damage to all enemy creatures. He's really going heavy to the whole sort of like dealing damage to enemy creatures. That being said, this is the end of it, because he can't stand up to the 7 damage that he's going to be facing. And there we go. There's another win. And the game just kind of, I don't have anything worth playing. Summon a 3/10 Zealot into an empty space, so that requires 10 mana, so that's a very high mana ability. I'm going to pop that there because I'm going to actually be using its ability to snipe the Zealot off. I don't mind taking a little bit of damage because I've got quite a few cure spells active at the moment. So he's going to be countering me by increasing the attack power of everything, and this comes in handy because I can pop those, and that means he's going to be down to 1 hit point at the end of this round. You can see how the tactics are a little bit different to Hearthstone, because you can't attack and you can't select what you're attacking. What you're attacking is based entirely on kind of where you're placed. But it adds a different sort of defense, a different sort of tactic, sorry. Different sort of defense. It adds a different sort of tactic to the game, which I quite enjoy. I quite like the tactical element that it does add, which is a planning where to place creatures based upon, I should have played that the other way around. That was me being silly. But I'll gain a little bit of HP and boost him. His Warlord can putter along, dealing additional damage to me if he wants. I get the feeling that I'm going to be able to outlast and deal enough damage that he's not going to survive. There we go, nice and easy. So this unlocks the ability for me to replace cards, so I shall show you the card replacement mechanic. I forgot that you had to unlock that. I was going to show you that after a couple more matches anyway, but I forgot that was one that you had to unlock later down the line. Deals 4 damage to the opponent, gain full life. Whoa! Okay. That is a significant ability. When summoned, familiar gain more mana, draw 2 cards. When the familiar uses this ability, it dies. Oh, so that's a suicide card gain, is it? And that's a nasty card. Thankfully, he's down. He's probably going to suicide his familiar. Oh! Those siege golems. But I'll just continue to chip away at transform any creature. Oh, the polymorphs. Still think it's a bit odd that a cat managed to kill my sheep, but okay. And he is slowly chipping away at me, but I'm chipping away at him in return. He can deal 4 damage to everyone. I really wish I had one of my fire waves, something to deal with these guys. There we go, that's not bad. Let's throw him out to there. And I'm going to boost his damage rather than put someone out on the board. Because he attacks twice, so by boosting his damage I've gained 3 damage. Or I've gained 2 damage. I'm going to polymorph that guy because that guy's the most powerful. Siege Golem to knock out most of my team. Ooh, this fight is not going my way. But hopefully, one more round where at least one of my characters survives. Yep. And that's me done. I could maybe even add some insult to injury and burn him up a little bit. There we go. I had some spare mana left, so I could mana storm. Once per turn, you can right-click a card in your hand and replace it with a card drawn from your deck. So now, during combat, I'll be able to replace cards. I'll basically be able to mulligan a little bit. As you can see, now the map starts to open up and I start to have choices between fighting different opponents. There is a storyline going on in the background, but as with a lot of these games, this storyline is quite basic. Whole set of missions, basically achievement hunting. And over in the marketplace, you can buy fresh cards to add to your deck. The deck is a collection of cards, and as you can see, there's so many order cards, so many life, chaos, death. I am a mage, which means I serve order and life as opposed to chaos and death like the necromancers. So my order and life card sets are slightly better. Mana curve preferentiates the early game because most of the things are sorted out in the early game, and I have a 25 card deck to start with. If I look at life cards, pure knowledge, draw 3 cards. It might be worth getting rid of my archivists and replacing them with a pure knowledge card, and maybe... Have I got many elf cards? Elf. I've got 2 sets of elf cards, or I could go with a tree folk. When you summon tree folk, draw a card and each other allied tree folk on the board. I think I might go with Elven Priest for additional mana. So, nice easy way to edit your deck, and then you just jump straight back into fight. It's nice and quick. I'd say it's got quite a decent number of kind of action per click things. You're not spending huge amounts of time burning actions or burning time to do simple things. Extra mana please, and some health just to keep me going. Yeah, I thought he would have tried to burn her down nice and quickly. Let's block that guy's attacks. He's going to use his special ability, he's going to use his special ability, so the AI is reasonably intelligent with how it deals with you. It's not a moronic AI by any stretch of the imagination. I think it could probably do with a little bit of tweaking for the